Whoa.
Hello, hello.
Whoa.
How are you? How have you been?
Doing all right.
Nice. Nice.
Things are basically back to normal.
Oh yeah. I bet yeah, I bet it's been, you know, a little bit.
It's been a spicy week.
been a spicy week, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me share my screen with you.
Yep. I have a bow here too.
You have a bow?
We have a bow. A beautiful bow.
A beautiful bow?
Mm-hmm.
Like in your home?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. She came over because we were like, please come over. Your utilities still aren't on yet.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Also Texas, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, she had
Why
no
do all of you
orchard.
live in Texas?
I know. We all live in the land of the yeehaw.
Yeehaw land. I mean, right now it's you know, frozen land, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like
One day
thawed
we'll
now,
return
though.
to the yeehaw.
One day, the yeehaw will return.
And the yeehaw will rise again.
The yeehaw. Okay. Well, I'm excited for Ace Attorney.
Bruh, we're getting into it.
We gonna do it. We gonna do it. I wonder if we can finish this case today. This is gonna be a rough one. This is a long
Yeah, I
case, I'm
don't-
pretty sure.
Oh, well, maybe it'll be another parter then.
Yeah, maybe.
Considering we, like... Was it this case that we died?
Yeah, we did die this case because it was
yes.
very difficult to tell what the contradiction was supposed to be. Even now, a week later, I don't really remember what it actually was.
Wait, what was it?
Oh, that's a good question, huh? I think it had something to do with like just a weird inconsistency with the picture. Or something.
Yeah.
Yes. It was very much a technicality.
I remember we had the right idea, we just presented like the wrong evidence or at the wrong time or something like that.
Yeah. That definitely is what happened. All right. Well, I believe I have screen shared with you.
Yes.
Then let us get into it, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
February 23rd. I wonder if we're gonna continue. This is a second case part, actually. February 22nd, 11:56 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2.
Mr. White?
Oh God. Huh? What?
Welcome back.
It's been a week.
Always like this with you. Like you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake, about to reach the surface. But no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there.
Pretty much. Except today, we're swimming in quicksand. So, what happened to your sister anyway?
Apparently, she got called off to the judge's chambers.
Probably something to do with that piece of cloth.
So, this is where we turn the trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth.
I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell you the truth. Hola, partner. They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was young and anyway.
Officer Marshall!
Thought I'd come take a look-see at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. We got the home ranch locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. That hard to slip out, huh? What is going on over there anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have really been on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? And speaking of yeehaw, huh?
Yeah.
You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example.
Officer Marshall, the whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf.
You don't say. Now don't that just beat all? I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. Saw it that day too. She was wearing a red muffler.
What?
The award ceremony that afternoon. Edgeworth seen it too, I reckon. What does that mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf.
So, this star wasn't mistaken.
Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. And sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. Ugh, I have a bad feeling about this.
So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. White?
Well, if it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Ooh-wee!
Alright, let's go barbecue.
February 23rd, 12. If only we had some barbecue. 12:32 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 9.
I'd like to resume.
What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution.
Happened? Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused. You're doubled over. Your back is bent. It can't be. This can't happen.
Okay, one sec.
I like that his pupils were like just so very
Wiggle.
subtly vibrating.
Wiggle.
I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Well then, I believe it is time we continued on with this trial, now that I've fully described Mr. Edgeworth. During our recess, I had this is unacceptable! It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself.
Excuse me, knock knock.
Who's there?
Oh. What's with this guy? A strange stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom.
Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in.
That doesn't sound healthy. Who on earth is he?
He is vibrant. Ah, it's you. Yes. Him slowly blinking.
Oh. Sorry I'm late, Udgy. The roads were packed. It's just me. Long time no see, eh, Udgy? How you been? Swim much these days?
Oh, hello. No, I've been so busy.
Oh, busy, smizzy, Udgy, my boy. You have to make time to relax.
Yes, indeed. Udgy seems to be his nickname for the judge.
I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? Ho, so you're Raito, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. Huh? Yeah, thanks. So sorry about our little worthy giving you all that trouble, eh?
Well,
You know.
worthy.
We should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly. The little worthy?
Mr. Wright. You don't know the district chief of police. Oh my god.
Aren't you supposed to be a lawyer? I don't know
You don't know
anything.
anyone.
Chief of police?
He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district. Aren't you a lawyer?
Oh, name's Gant, Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone.
So, what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it?
Well, it's worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's...
My sister's muffler!
So Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Sky really was wearing that muffler. Oh, but to think that it was stuffed into that exhaust pipe. On Little Worthy's car, no less. Oh, it's really quite embarrassing, even for us.
What's this?
Oh, it's what you'd call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this.
Oh. Chief. What kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth? How could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job?
Now, wait a minute, Worthy.
I've no desire to hear your excuses.
I'm telling you to wait.
Oh.
Oh, didn't you hear me?
Oh.
Have a look at this document where it says person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature is there. Miles Edgeworth.
That's not fair. On the day of the crime, I had...
Oh, your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology.
What? Are you serious?
Oh, don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made.
Oh. This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. Little Worthy.
Little Worthy. Gah.
The court accepts this new evidence. But I'd like to ask the defense a favor first.
Yes?
Just to be sure. I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife in 3D.
In 3 dimensions! I hear that you've gotten a recent upgrade to your investigation abilities, Mr. Wright. Oh, yeah, yeah. Sure, I know how to do things in 3 dimensions.
Yeah.
It's a new trick I learned.
Could you open it up for me, I wonder? Hmm?
I haven't gotten the 3D update yet.
Yeah.
I'm stuck in 2 dimensions. Yeah. Back in my day, we didn't have a 3rd dimension. We hadn't invented it yet. Yes. Well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and,
If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore. You know how important that is to me.
Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point it at people anymore.
Come on, just hurry up and open it. Big babies.
Rotate.
3D. What? Don't scare me like that.
I'm the one who's scared.
Look at the knife blade. The tip is broken off.
This is dark red stain. Blood? Switchblade knife added to the court record.
This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself.
terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us? How about the split between the prosecutors and the police? And this knife?
Sure,
Oh my
sure
God, his
thing.
mouth.
Not a problem. Not even a little one, really. Department in disorder. Oh, this knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department, see? What a mess! The time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidences, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it.
There was a murder at the police department. A detective?
Oh, that's hush-hush information, Gee, we haven't exactly announced it yet.
Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office.
What the fuck? Is that guy a vampire?
Order. He's not a vampire.
Well, anyway, we at the department were all aflustered, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay?
Tippity-tappity.
Tippity-toppity, secrety. That cross tie is something. It really is.
Hello,
magpie.
magpie.
I think we understand the police department situation.
Damon Gant looks like a, God, what does he look like? He looks like a Guilty Gear character,
He does.
right?
He's the new character in Strive.
Right, exactly.
Well, Mr. Wright.
2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places.
The chances of that are really slim. Scientifically speaking, of course.
I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness.
Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand.
Department in disorder. Domesticated Helsing character, but Guilty Gear works. Yeah, that's true.
Helsing also works. Yeah.
Hello, I'm Damon Gant of the Helsing organization.
I mean, he looks like a vampire slayer or a vampire.
That's true. He looks like he has like an Alexander Anderson vibe for sure. Let's see. Well, this knife was found on the scene of the crime. I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you? Oh, see, there's a lot of things that go on at the department I can't explain. It's, delicate, okay? Sorry, righto.
Maybe there's something about the knife that will give us a clue. Let's examine that knife while we can, Lighto. Intuiti.
Evidence that links this knife to Detective Goodman. I think perhaps the pieces are falling into place. I should try presenting the evidence that's had me stumped all this time.
So, how were things down at the department?
Let's see. Check. And let's check this little tag here.
There's a small tag on the knife.
That says SL92.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, I'm not sure, but it reminds me of a similar code. DL6. Maybe it's a case number.
That's weird.
What?
I don't remember well. But I think I've seen something like this before. Something similar to what's written on this tag. It wasn't that long ago either.
Maybe I should check the court record again.
What could it be?
What could it be? Okay. Let's see. Ah, yes, this is it. Wait a second. Ah, at last, an honest-to-goodness objection. This knife. This has to have something to do with Detective Goodman.
What do you mean?
Ha ha! An honest-to-goodness, what do you mean from Aji? This is great!
He's having the time of his life.
Yep. Look at the tag on this knife. reads SL92.
And this is important. Why?
Well, over here we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim.
What's this? The 6 minus 7s 12/2. Algebra?
Your Honor, it's upside down.
Upside.
The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around and what do you get? Dun dun!
Ah!
2/21? That's tomorrow!
Ooh.
Or I guess, wait. I guess that would be this month, the last month. This month? This month. Oh my god, my brain already thought it was March. Holy shit.
Yeah.
This man looks like Slayer, the Guilty Gear character. I'm pretty sure that was the character I was thinking of. Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down.
Cell 9, that's the same thing that's written on this knife's tag.
Wow, another case thing. Cool.
Order. Well, Chief.
Oh, well. I guess the cat's out of the bag. Oh, you win, righto. I win? Oh. What game is this guy playing? I love winning, though. Oh, this knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. Let's see. Let's press that. So this knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder.
It was evidence, you say. Was it in fact a murder weapon?
Ooh, hold on, I'm gonna look at this character. Yes, this is the exact character. He has the same fucking cross tie.
The cross!
Oh, nice. Good show,
nice.
Little Worthy. It was a murder weapon, as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder. And it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car.
Hard to think there isn't a connection there.
He's also a vampire, so you know it all fits together.
No.
Ah, yes. Oh,
No,
yes.
no way here.
We in it now. We in it now.
Mhm.
Ah, yes, I remember this. Yabba dab.
Yabba dab.
Welcome. My name is Detective Soup. Hashtag Yabba dab. Shall we examine the blade? Can we examine it? No. One of the police department can't be a coincidence.
And that knife, what was it doing there?
I better check this knife out. Let's see. Something happened at the police department too, huh? Oh, you got a good look in your eyes there, Righto, my boy. Sharp, hungry.
So, something did happen. And why wasn't I informed?
Why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? Oh, no matter, I understand. You were busy, what with Lana's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? Oh, that's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Udgy?
I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect?
Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. But still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Raito.
Righto.
I suppose I could help if you help me by giving me data on your case. Oh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only.
Oh.
Let's see. We know when the victim died.
Yes.
Where the victim was found, how the victim was killed.
I mean, wouldn't he have been found at the police department?
I guess so. So let's ask how he was killed. Well, how was the detective killed? Oh, how was he killed? Now that's the interesting part. It was what we in the force call a stabbing with a knife.
A knife.
A knife?
That's exactly the same as Detective Goodman.
Oh, that's the spirit we're cooking now. But you know, well, that's not the only thing that was exactly the same. What do you mean? There were more similarities between the two cases than the cause of death. It seems like I'm gonna have to press this a bit harder.
A bit harder.
Five 5:15? But that's when Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office.
What?
We just went over this.
Funny, isn't it? You're cross-examining in all the weirdest places. It's like we're going through a time loop, like it's a Groundhog Day or something. A murder at the prosecutor's place and a murder at our place at the very same time. What are the chances? Maybe Lana Sky teleported and did both. Coincidence?
This is just my gut feeling, but I'd say there's a 0.001% chance of that happening.
Chief Gant, please tell us more about the incident. It's not officially linked. But it is now. How can you say there's no connection? How? Because I'm the chief of police. I get to make all the rules. Oh, I can't just say anything I please, Raito. You understand?
Try to understand, Raito.
Well, if you can prove there is a connection, more power to you. Maybe the prosecutor's office and the police office are the same place. I think it's like 30 minutes apart or something, right?
Yeah.
Maybe there is something that ties the two murders together. Whatever it is, I'd better find it and get to the bottom of this. Okay, let's see. Okay, so maybe if we go through this, he'll give us the option again. Yeah, the police chief is, here we go. Where was the victim found? So tell me, where was the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found. But I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? Wait a second. I have heard of that.
The evidence room? Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now?
This knife was evidence in the case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. A dimensional marvel. There's the connection between the two cases.
You seem happy, Mr. Whitehole.
Happy? We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. Woo!
Yeah.
Pew, 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 pew. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. Hold on, let's see. Chief, the defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven. Oh, you don't say. Well, out with it, Raito. What's your connection?
Yes, out with it, Mr. Raito.
The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room.
Not to mention the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag.
And we also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room.
Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence.
You two make a good pair. Maybe you should
Oh,
kiss,
that's gay.
go on a date, have a glass of wine together, maybe start a life together, adopt a child. I will say one of the most like kind of like remarkable things is when you get to like these late game cases and the the characters start to just like kind of play with the format of the game. Where like Manfred von Karma would just like interrupt you all the time and be like, "No, shut up." And Gant just sits there and blinks and waits, and the text won't start until he's done. It's actually quite brilliant.
I love it.
That's true. They already have Maya. They're like, all right, Maya, let's go get some burgers. She's like, stop treating me like a. Did you say burgers? It took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here.
Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department.
See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet at all. Can we get the information unofficially? Oh, sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. What? Really?
Who would have guessed?
I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the department, okay? Well, if you're gonna tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Oh, well, I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of him. Let's get the victim's ID number, because I have a suspicion. Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You won't tell me their name after all. Oh, we keep yeah. Well, you see, it was Officer Blank, ID number Yabadab. We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is 5842189.
Yabba-dab.
Well, that's quite a long.
And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts. I've got like 1 billion of these stuck in my head. I wish we'd switch over to letters. It'd be so much easier. Officer Yabba-dab, Officer Yeet 420. You know, all the sorts. What these kids like nowadays.
8, 2, I can't do it.
Oh, you didn't even get the first number right.
Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything?
Why did you bang the gavel?
The ID number of the victim at the police department, 5842189. This tells me something. This tells me nothing. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think.
Meaning?
It has to be what I think it is.
Get in there. Get in there.
But what does this mean?
More questions than answers.
Yup.
Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something. What does it tell you?
Well.
Your life is on the line.
Witness?
What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night.
Oh, I never got to go to prom. I was too busy eating cup noodles. And thinking about becoming a lawyer. No, it's just, I got confused.
And this is news.
Fucking, wow. Huh?
Just come out with both guns blazing, like you always do.
God
Oh
damn,
my
is that a
God.
flirt? Holy.
That was like a 180. Like first savage, then flirt.
Yeah. Your Honor, Your Honor, the prosecution is nagging me.
I got whiplash.
The police department, the prosecutor's office. 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here.
Oh, is it yours?
No, Your Honor, I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Oh, shame on you, Raito. Personnel IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189.
And this means what exactly?
Huh?
Wait! That ID number we heard from the chief earlier. It started with 82. I've forgotten.
Oh, you didn't even get the first number right. Again! The number the chief of police gave us was 5842189.
Wait a second, right? What is this?
Mean? Well, that's what I want to know. The 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Ho 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 ho! Sharp as a tack, Raito. Sharp as a tack.
Oh, wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot.
God, this
You
specific
can't have
CG,
him.
this specific CG is so fucking intense. Look at the wrinkles on her face, like murder.
Shadows on her face and everything. Oh my God.
Yet, a detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department in the evidence room at the exact same time.
That's impossible. So what we're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time, and in a completely different location.
Oh, whoa, did what the heck is happening? Can detectives teleport?
No. What I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case.
Now, just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered.
Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case.
Wait. I said wait.
Ooh!
Oh, didn't you hear me?
Oh.
Oh, the oversight, the grave error. Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, they're yours.
What? How dare?
Oh, we informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news.
Officer Meekins?
Mr. White, where have we heard that name before? Oh, hey, aha!
When did Ace Attorney suddenly become the Prestige? Excuse me, but is this Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir.
You was too busy flirting it up, Edgy.
True.
You don't mean him?
According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe.
But your officer, he told me. He said that report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident.
Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on top of the report.
Why didn't your officer tell me?
Honestly, I'm not sure if the officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged.
In any case, this is a serious error, a gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy.
But sir... You could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then
This man just killed the fucking music. No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy.
Oh my god. What?
Now, what was the second rule of evidence law, hmm?
Well, Mr. White,
Huh? Oh, let's,
Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And how is this rule relevant?
Well, normally you submit a list of evidence to be used in court before the trial, which, I don't know if anyone in this game has ever followed that rule.
Yeah, right. That's why Phoenix doesn't know it.
This report wasn't on that list.
So, what does this mean?
Well, I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court.
Yeah, the way he pauses is brilliant.
It's really good. Because when characters mess with the cadence of the like game itself, it shows that they have a level of authority and power in a way that's really cool.
Their control.
And it's actually really cool because Ace Attorney does a lot with a little in terms of like telling you what a character's like. The way that it uses like visual shorthands and like design to convey information.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah,
That's top
it's
notch.
really sharply done.
The connection was just proven by Raito over here. Good job, Raito, my boy. Huh? I was just doing my job.
No. No.
Phoenix Wright might be a better detective than a defense attorney.
It seems we have come to the end of this trial.
Oh, I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy. What with all those rumors? You were even in defendant's chair just this past December.
I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened if it's the last thing I do.
Oh, you'd better get results this time. Really?
You have my profound apologies, sir.
poor Mr. Edward.
I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court.
Goddamn dragon! Holy shit!
Oh my god. Edgeworth is just out in the streets.
I mean, to be fair, Edgeworth can commit like the gravest error in the history of the court and still have a job. Meanwhile, Phoenix gets one case wrong, he gets fucking disbarred.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, God.
I will grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Oh my gosh. Very well, court is adjourned.
Oh, we hydrating.
Oh.
Yeah, that's true. The amount of shit that just happened with the Von Karma case, like, I don't know if grave error is, well, maybe it's the gravest error because everything Von Karma did was extremely on purpose.
Yeah, it wasn't an error.
Right, it's just extremely planned malice.
Yeah.
To be continued. Bow, bow. Bow, bow.
Oh, Edgy.
Oh, G. Oh, worthy. Righto.
Righto.
February 23rd, 2:15 p.m. Wright & Co. Law Offices.
Mr. White? So, what's going on with the case anyway? I'm a little confused.
Huh? What? Let's see. What the fuck is going on? The victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 p.m. on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot and the police department's evidence room.
What's this and the evidence room part? Weren't you there? The prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car.
I wasn't paying attention. I was playing Tetris on my phone. Well, that's what we're gonna find out, or try to, at least. The greatest error ever committed by the court that doesn't include one prosecutor framing another for murder. Ignore the possibility of this happening again this very trial. Listen, it's different this time, probably. Well, maybe.
Oh, let's do it.
Well, glad she's in good spirits, but I'm not sure she's gonna be much help with this. Damn, Phoenix.
Oh my gosh.
Don't be so sure, Mr. White.
I can read your text boxes. Huh?
Look, we're in this together, White. I'll prove that these thick-winged glasses of mine.
Did you almost say thick thighs?
No, I was about to say thick-headed.
Wow.
Let's go. Science awaits us.
February
Little Miss
23rd.
Medium awareness. That's her Little Miss Scientist awareness.
Prosecutor's office, underground parking lot. Listen, Emma Sky is like if Maya was like a science nerd and not a spirit medium.
Yeah, they just swung
It's
in the opposite
It's
direction.
like, I don't believe in spirits. I only believe in science.
You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares?
Yeah, it was only our victim who was killed in their evidence room. No biggie.
Besides, my sister would never do such a thing. I know it.
That oil drum, was it empty?
The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water.
My sister. Erasing evidence at the crime scene? Never.
Even though she says they don't get along, Emma really likes her sister.
That's not it at all. It's just... we're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her.
Big words for a high school student. Also, stop reading my mind.
Yeah, she definitely read your mind, Phoenix. You can be think on that.
Well, whether there was blood on the floor or not, the water in that oil drum washed it all away.
Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. White.
Tremble before the power of science!
I should have given her a Mandark voice.
Oh my god, you're right. Huh? What's that grin for?
This situation calls for one thing, and that is luminol testing fluid.
Luminol?
For the sticky stuff, you know, you can't just wash it away with a little water.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, why didn't they use luminol?
Even if you can't see it, it's still there.
But wouldn't the police have already done those tests?
Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. White.
The police
too much-
department is incredibly incompetent.
But if you use too much luminol, it actually erases the evidence.
Just give it a try.
Well, I guess there's nothing that... I guess there's no way it can hurt because if they were gonna do it, they have already done it, right? Me? Why do I have to do it? I don't know how to use this.
I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet.
What does that have to do with luminol? We're testing bloodstains with this stuff, not drinking it.
Here, look. I lent you these glasses.
Huh? You had an extra pair of those things? Oh god, these... Oh, my... It's constraining my cranium. Oh, these are so tight.
Oh,
Wow.
You test for a blood reaction, just spray luminol on it.
By the way, these sunglasses are actually clear. This is just all the blood rushing to Phoenix's eyeball.
Like this, see? Press Z to square it on. Don't trust the police, Mr. White.
All cops are bad.
Okay, let's find us some bloodstains.
Listen, all cops are bad except for Detective Gumshoe.
oh, Gumshoe.
boop.
Boop, 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 boop.
Oh god.
Oh, wow.
I can see her eyes shining behind those glasses. So is this a blood stain? holds up fluid. Is this a blood stain?
It's so...
Emma, you're shaking.
it's just... This is my first time seeing real blood.
Scientific investigation in action.
Okay, well, we definitely know this is a blood stain. But doesn't something strike you as odd? Scientifically speaking, of course.
What's odd about this, scientifically? The bloodstain's location or the amount of blood? Probably the amount, right?
The amount.
Well, the perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right? Don't you think there'd be a little more blood?
I definitely think so. I mean, look at all the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe.
It is pretty strange. If they fought here, there'd have to have been more blood than this.
Hey, Mr. White. I'm gonna mark up the floor plans where we find a blood stain, okay? See, I'm pretty handy to have around, White.
Look at how useful I am.
Keep me around.
Yeah, this stuff's pretty handy too.
I saved up my allowance to buy that.
Luminol testing blood received from one very proud-looking Emma Sky.
We can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court, but that's what they're supposed to do.
Welcome to the criminal justice system.
Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit with their view of the case.
Then let's drag that hidden evidence out into the light of day.
Yeah.
God, no wonder the conviction rate is 99% in this fucking country.
It feels like we're really investigating crime now, doesn't it?
Well, I guess I should give this a spray on anything suspicious. Ha!
Oh.
I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box.
Bento time.
Bento time!
Ah,
You only trust your own eyes, Not bad, you two. This day-old deli box is on the house. Sorry, it's just that kind of lead-in doesn't really get my mouth watering. Hey, is that fish? Did you leave this out for a day?
I mean, if you didn't, if you refrigerated it, I'll take it. But if you left it out, that's another question.
You certainly put me in a tight spot today. Oh, my apologies, Miss Star, but... Oh, no, it's okay. It was my fault.
oh, we know.
Oh, yeah, it was totally your fault! I witnessed everything from that security room right there. But I was afraid that wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. Yeah, the spray anything suspicious, Angel of your sprays person. Ah! I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry.
Sorry, you lied on the witness stand. That's unforgivable.
Also, weegly, that's perjury. Oh, little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events from was different, I still saw what I saw. I saw Chief Prosecutor Sky stab a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands. And I swear it on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman. I know this photograph has something important to tell us, but what?
So, you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Star?
Yes, it was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hardened the criminal, when they faced me... And they coughed it up. Coughed it up? And I confessed. They babbled like babies. You know. I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too. It's in my name. And I wouldn't doubt it. Every day I dragged the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. And before long they called me the cough-up queen.
Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches.
God, these characters are so savage. And you were let go, fired. I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if these prim and proper prosecutors hadn't let me go, I'd still be one today. It's all because of that case. The SL9 incident. SL9? Wait, she doesn't mean...
What do you think about this?
The SL9 incident. It's written on that knife. And on that note. Goodman. Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know.
Really?
That knife was evidence from that case, the murder weapon. It was due for transferal the very day that Goodman was killed. As I suspected, SL9 isn't over. Not yet. Do you think you could tell us more about the SL9 incident? I had one of those up until 2 years ago.
Back when you were the cover queen, right?
Well, we found this ID card here in this parking lot. Well, there's no mistaking that. It's definitely Goodman's. But it's the same ID as the man who was killed at the police department. That's impossible. I wish I could be so sure. These really dramatic but completely obscure incident names. It's because they give it the gravitas, but they're definitely like just filed like that. It's like, well, I mean, this is like case number 456.
What do you think about this? Oh, same.
Oh, it's the same, yeah, same
Yeah.
one. Tell us about the incident.
Alright.
So this is the famous oil drum.
Well, no time like the present. I'll try to kick it over myself. Yeah.
That's okay, don't cry. Man, that Lana Sky must be one strong woman. Holy.
This wolf, is it? Oh, yeah. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep.
If you think about it, I could have taken that picture from the guard room. But even I get flustered sometimes. So you went straight to the scene of the crime? Well, I rushed towards the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murder. That's when I took this photo, yes?
In other words, 5 minutes after the crime?
Well, those 5 minutes are the whole problem. The hole in my testimony, as it were.
The 5 minutes weren't the problem, Miss Star. You lying was the problem.
Listen, little girl. I've had my testimony disregarded before, and I wasn't gonna have it disregarded again. Just like that time. That time? There we go.
Eh.
That incident really opened up my eyes to the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable.
Disposable? To who?
2 years ago, it was the biggest case I'd ever handled. My god, look at these fucking guys. Well, hold on. 2 cowboys, and 2 prohibition gangsters show up to a bar. The police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence. Be like, what?
Oh, they look like a piece of Bacano.
God, they do! This absolutely looks like the cast of Bacano.
So, they didn't solve it?
On the contrary, it was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed. Executed? Ugh. Yeah, it does absolutely look Bacano. Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. It doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence. Not a shred. What? But the criminal was executed, right? On the basis of evidence, of a sort. Made up evidence.
What? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence?
The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved with the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen, others found themselves out of a job.
And you were one of those?
Myself and one other person you know well. Wait, could it be? Exactly, Detective Jake Marshall. Oops, I mean Police Department Security Detail Officer Jake Marshall. As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined, and then it was over, and he was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I. You haven't forgotten SL9? There was another side to that case, a hidden side. That's what we're after now. And no one up in their fancy offices can stop us.
Wait. Those lunches you sell.
There is only one reason I come to sell lunches in this accursed office. I come here to meet old friends. Boyfriends that can help me investigate. Miss Star's old boyfriends! How many does she have, anyway? Just when all the detectives on SL9 have disappeared, we find new evidence.
There has to be a connection.
So, Rookie? What? Oh. It seems like you're serious about investigating this case. Yes? Then you should take this. Oh, this looks tasty. I had steak for dinner.
Wow.
A Salisbury steak lunch? I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat. Receipt for Miss Star. Excellent for putting Officer Marshall in a good mood.
Steaky bento.
Steaky bento.
Miss Star?
It's a Suteki steaky bento.
Wow. Officer Marshall, is he, are you going out?
Why do you want to know?
I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago, when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was nice to me too, back then.
And this would be when Officer Marshall was a detective.
But now he's so cold.
Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. Yeah, put steak bento into pocket. We're putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that.
But you said he was your boyfriend. I see. Thank you.
Officer Jake Marshall, huh? All right, let's ride. February 23rd, Police Department entrance. It's even busier here today than it was yesterday.
The detectives are running around so fast they're blowing.
I suppose it makes sense. A detective did get killed here after all.
So, the evidence room, the scene of the crime. According to the pamphlet we got at the front desk, here it is.
She's like a kid in an amusement park.
Ooh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look.
Check up on the old patrolman. Look, that patrolman is saluting the other guy. He must be a detective. Oh, you idiot, what were you thinking? Where's your head? Sir, it's right here, sir.
I guess he wasn't saluting, he was showing the detective where his head was.
We'll make a good pair. Alright. Let's ride! Oh my Jesus Christ.
Oh.
You are not allowed to have this much liquor at your job.
Or near
February
expensive
23rd.
electronic equipment.
Evidence room, entrance, guard station. What's with the decor in this place? It's very, eccentric.
According to the pamphlet, this is a guard station for the evidence room.
So beyond that door is the evidence room. The scene of the crime.
It sure seems that way. Oh.
What's wrong?
It's those cacti. They're so prickly, so imposing. It's hard to think straight.
Well, if you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. What I want to know is, if this is a guard station, where is the guard?
What's an ideal environment for a cactus?
Right? I mean, they're hardy plants, but still, this is quite a bit.
I have a feeling I know who he is already.
How could you possibly tell?
Well, it looks like there's a video feed from the evidence room here.
There's a white blinking below the monitor. It says recording. I bet we could use this computer to check on who went in and out of there. Yipes, these show up quickly. They must be the real deal.
I would think just one big one would be sufficient.
These cacti. Oh, a lot like my sister, actually.
Wow. How so?
Encased in a cold, rigid shell with spines pointing in every direction. Just like her. I miss her.
My sister is the hedgehog's dilemma. I'm not so sure I see the resemblance.
It's more an attitude thing than a physical similarity. There's a security guard uniform hanging here.
It looks more like a costume than a uniform, honestly.
Chotomateo.
Chotomateo.
A werewolf jacket, werewolf pants, a werewolf...
Chotomate coulda stop.
What was that called again? A punchy? A ponty? A pinty? I know, a poochie. Wait, maybe that wasn't it.
It's a poncho, but I think I'll keep that information to myself for the time being.
Phoenix, I'm not prepared to be a therapist today.
Work on the floor, a lasso.
Phoenix, I'm not prepared to be a therapist today, right? Phoenix, I also need therapy, right? Looks like it's set up to trap something.
A trap here? Wait, I know. Maybe someone was trying to catch a wild boar in here. But the lasso missed.
You sure have an active imagination. The evidence room is beyond that door.
Let's just walk in. It won't open.
You thought it'd be open? I think we need someone's permission to go in there first. Like, look, this man is having an entire ass drink on the job. February 23rd, Police Department entrance. This place is charged with frantic energy, as always. Please?
Huh? Wasn't that...
One steak lunch, please. Oh, it's you.
Detective Gumshoe!
Now's no time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man.
I got steak bento to eat!
What I really need is a steaky lunch from Lunchland.
Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale.
I like that you were carrying this bento around and Gumshoe was just like, I smell meat! Oh. I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking.
Now's no time for despair. We've caught our criminal. Now we just need evidence.
The criminal? You mean...
You heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, right, pal?
On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department?
We don't really need...
Yeah, I'm not sure what this
perpetrator.
flashback is about.
You have a suspect.
Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact.
It's the biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy.
But Detective Gumshoe, who was it?
Listen, pal, all I know is I need me a steak lunch pronto.
All I know is find evidence, update autopsy report, and eat steak lunch.
Nom, nom, nom.
Nom nom.
Standing around here talking isn't going to fill my belly. He's a big man.
Yeah, he needs his lunchy.
Yeah. Oh, wait, don't leave.
If you want to know more, head on down to the detention center, pal. Questioning should be over, so I figure he's down there having a good cry. Later. Suteki!
Sticky!
He went off to the evidence room.
Well, this investigation is off to a running start. Let's see. To the detention center. February 23rd, detention center, visitors room.
Still, I do feel better about things, a little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed Detective Goodman, didn't they?
Yeah, I guess they did. Best to not go too far down that road right now. Things will just get confusing.
Oh no.
What was that?
Sir, that's what I'm saying, sir. Me, a perpetrator. I was perpetrated against, sir. That's what I'd say.
Oh.
Look at his little charm. Hi, greetings, sir.
Wait, I know who you are.
Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir.
Officer Meekin, so you got here at the detention center?
No, sir, I'm not, sir. I'm a little lost patrolman, like a little lost lamb, sir.
Oh, I get it. You're here to deliver a report?
No, sir, how should I say this? Wait, he isn't. Is he? You, Officer Meekins, you didn't, did you? Perpetrator Officer Meekins reporting, sir.
No! What?
Now, this is an unexpected turn of events. Sir, I'm a patrolman with General Affairs, sir. Ow, I can hear you fine, Officer Meekins. I had some business that day, sir, so I went to the evidence room, sir. The guard station for the room was empty, sir.
So normally there's a guard at the evidence room?
That's right, sir, because evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. And the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall. Marshall? Well then, sir, I happened to glance at the security room monitor. That's when I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person, sir! A suspicious person! Ah, yow! What the heck is this guy doing?
What's happening in his life?
So what happened then?
Well, after that, sir, everything went white. I saw red. I blacked out. And when I came to, I was here in the detention center. How long were you out, Days?
Might I ask, what happened to your hand?
Sir, there was no one to bandage me, sir. So I did what I could to wrap it up, sir. A bandage on his left hand. Just like Miss Sky.
Yet another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office.
First things first, tell us how you hurt your hand. I don't mean to pry, but you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right? Sir, please don't look at me with those sad puppy dog eyes, sir! If you have to label me as a perpetrator or victim, sir, then label me victim! I would, but you happen to be in the detention, and alive, and, well, at that. Oh, yes, well, that's true, sir. I suppose you could say that. Did you know the victim, Detective Goodman? Well, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger or a total stranger, then I'd say he leans heavily down the total stranger side. So, you didn't know him? Sir, I work in a tiny department devoid of light or other creature comforts. I don't know any detectives.
I have to say, out of the new characters in this case, I like Meekins and the police chief the most.
They certainly are characters.
So, if he was a total stranger, why did you stab him?
Sir, I had no intention of killing him, sir, none. Nor do I have any recollection of killing him, sir. At least someone around here is more confused than I am. About your hand, did that happen during the course of the crime? Well, you see, sir,
Don't you think you should just confess?
They were
let's see,
definitely
they
on
were
a mistake, but the police had the perpetrator carrying the evidence.
I guess so. But sir, but there was nothing I could do. Nothing you could do? Sir, to tell the truth, sir, when it happened, when the detective pointed that knife at me, I just hollered, sir. And the next thing I knew, I was unconscious. The next thing you knew, you were... Huh? Then when I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence room, sir, all alone. Alone because Detective Goodman had disappeared.
What?
Then when I looked down, I was gushing blood from my hand, sir. Oh, the shock, oh, the sorrow, sir. Can you imagine how I felt? The victim's body disappeared?
That's some story.
I wonder.
Offer him the sticky bento.
Here, will this make you feel better? We were gonna give it to Officer Marshall for evidence, but you seem like you need to pick me up.
Do you think you could take a look at this?
Oh, that's it, sir. That's it. That's it. That's it.
That's what?
My head was a blank until this very moment, but sir, now I remember. I remember, sir. You mean you remember what happened? Correct. That card was the cause of it all.
This ID card?
Exactly, sir. That's exactly it. Nothing could be more exact, sir. Nothing. I better pry into this a little deeper. Edgeworth did not deserve this, Dunking. It's true. Can you tell me what it is that you do remember? Well, sir, you might say I'm a lost little patrolman, a lost little lamb, if you will. I didn't know Mr. Detective Goodman was in the evidence room. And that's why you thought he looked suspicious. Sir, I entered the evidence room and I asked the man to show me his ID card.
Well, that sounds pretty much by the book so far.
That's right, sir. That's what I've been trying to tell you, sir. So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? Well, that's the thing. Suddenly he pointed a knife at me.
What?
Sir, I assure you I was as flustered as you are right now. So I whooped and leapt at him. Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him? Do unto others before they do unto you, my own father's word, sir. Do unto others before they do unto you. Jesus Christ. You must always be the aggressor in an engagement. If someone comes at you, you must come at them first. It is self-defense. My dad's in jail, by the way.
Alright, Meekins. I see how you live your life.
Yeah, Meekins. It's like, turns out Officer Meekins is just a normal boy who grew up to be a police officer, but his father was like a serial killer or something.
Yeah, right.
Now that I think about it, it was a little bit weird to me that my father was in prison all this time, sir. Those words explain more about Meekins than they should. It's true, they do. Well, my eyes, sir. Everything went white. When I awoke, I was here. Right.
So, Officer Meekins, why was it that they arrested you?
What do you mean, Emma?
Let's look at what we know. Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman. And the victim, whom he met at the scene of the crime, didn't show his ID card.
In other words, we have no way of knowing if the victim was really the victim.
And if his body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even know if anyone actually died.
That's it, sir. That's what I wanted to say. That is, I did say something along those lines.
Huh? But you still ended up here?
Well, they told me that it had to be him, sir. On that day, at that time. Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said. But you don't remember the events clearly? No, but the videotape is quite clear.
Huh? Videotape?
From the security camera. The crime, my crime, the crime. I swear to stamp out. It's there. It's me. It's on tape. I did it. Please, I'm guilty. Send me to jail. Give me the death sentence.
And you waited until now to tell us this?
I'm sorry, really sorry, sir. I'll hand over my badge. I don't deserve it. No thanks. I have my own. Well, I guess you'd better go check out the crime scene.
Tejas.
Tejas. To get a more accurate picture, it should be like made of snow right now. February 23rd, police station, criminal affairs department.
Hey, Mr. White. Look who's standing at the chief of detective's desk.
It's Police Chief Gant. Oh, and you're sure this is all, Oh, you know what it means if there is anything missing. Sir, I'm sure it's most likely totally perfect. We checked all of his drawers and under his seat cushion, behind his computer monitor, inside his personal coffee machine. I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away. Deal? Yes, sir. I'll scour the place again, sir. The chief of detectives looks a little flustered. Ha ha, righto, my boy. How you been? Swim much? Oh ho ho, Chief Gant reporting for duty, sir.
Why are you saluting him, Mr. White?
Is Edgeworth going to be okay?
Oh, Worthy. Oh, you know you're doing a little inquiry committee with him.
Sounds like an inquisition.
Nobody ever expects the Inquisition. Yup, well, they've had no end of trouble with the boy since last year.
Oh, you mean the incident of Gourd Lake?
Oh, it doesn't look good having a top prosecutor sit in the defendant's seat, does it? And you got someone else found guilty in that case, right, Righto?
Von Karma.
Oh, a legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. But in court, you fixed it, so he was caught for forging evidence.
Wait, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence.
Oh, in any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of turmoil, you might say. Why, they'd do just about anything to restore their reputation. Now, depending on what that inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy.
What?
Oh, it's downright odd, I tell you. The detective getting killed on their turf too, I mean. It's really ironic if you think about it.
They're being the prosecutors, I assume.
Scientifically speaking, it's impossible.
Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says.
What evidence is this?
Now, Rhino, I can't give away all our secrets just like that. And this in particular, well, it's a little sensitive and I can't talk about it.
I wasn't expecting much anyway.
You know, one thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff. Secrets! Can't stand them! But you know, it's a full-time job just keeping the chief of detectives' trap shut.
Ah, he was the one you were picking on earlier?
Huh? Oh, you saw that? Oops. Teehee.
Oopsie.
I wonder what it was that he wanted the chief of detectives to do.
Let's see if we can kind of discreetly ask him.
He's just roasting Detective. You can tell that he's just fucking taking all Mr. Detective to task. I was wondering, could you take a look at this?
Oh, sorry, Righto. I'm through with that stuff. Through, I say. Go find that guy who can't seem to sit still out there. The busy one.
The guy can't sit still. Does he mean Detective Gumshoe?
Either him or the dancing blue badger. What should we present? Da, 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 da. Will you respond to any of the evidence I have?
What can I throw at you?
Is it the blue badger? Is that what you want? Well, I guess we'll come back later then. What about... Nope. Oh, that's right. They just talk about how Phoenix doesn't have a license here. Let's go through this dialogue.
That's about as red as a sports car can get.
Yep, it's pretty red, all right. The body was found in Edgeworth's car trunk, and the lock on the trunk was broken, too. So the question is, why did Miss Sky choose his car?
Sorry, hang on.
I hear screaming back there.
Wait, what? What happened?
Oh, okay. Okay, I guess she like scraped something against the table and it made a really loud sound.
Oh,
What is that?
what is that?
So what model car is it?
I think it was called a sedan or a coupe, something like that.
Those are car types, Mr. White, not models. You're a guy, aren't you, Mr. White? You're supposed to know these things.
Maybe it is about time I got my driver's license.
Look, a door. This one means something.
I'm not sure that doors mean anything.
No, it won't open. A mysterious one.
I fail to see what's so mysterious about it. Now we've read this.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Where shall we go? Ah, we can go to the prosecutor's office.
Oh,
February 23rd.
well, all right. That was a little obtuse.
High prosecutor's office, room 1202. I wish the map system was like a little bit better. I wish it was like
Yeah.
laid out in a way that didn't make it so you had to go to specific places to go to
Yeah.
other places. Yeah.
Yeah.
Out with your gendered propaganda, Ace Attorney.
Are you going to bed? Okay, good night. Sleep tight. Let us know if you need anything. Boko to sweep.
Boga to sweep.
Well, this place is as classy today as it was yesterday.
And I'm sure it'll still be just as classy tomorrow, Emma. Incidentally, Edgeworth's not here.
I'm sure he's off doing important investigations.
I hope that's what he's doing.
Well, he's at the inquiry thing.
I guess we'll have to come back. Well, let's just present everything we have.
All right.
Oh, you already done this one. Da, 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 da. Oh god, he's impenetrable. Maybe luminol? Okay, maybe... Can you talk to Gumshoe at the entrance? Gumshoe's disappeared from the entrance.
Yeah, he went to go find him steaky.
He wants some steaky.
The Blue Badger is still riding around today.
Such a funny way of putting it. It's... Ah, yes. I see you're still writhing today. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's dancing. I want some steaky. Speaking of dancing, the whole police department's been dancing around like crazy since yesterday.
Can I take out his batteries?
Wow.
I just can't help but feel he's going to do something naughty.
Damn, I'm cold-blooded. The detectives in there look pretty busy.
Just imagine right now. Behind those doors, a police drama in action. Oh, we've done this.
Okay. Somehow, the thought fails to excite me.
Here we go. Talk to Meekins again? Or...
Maybe we talk to Meekins more.
No?
Officer Meekins, this is for you. I'm scared of knives, sir. Okay, I just wanted... That's it, sir, last night, sir, that's the one. I was an apple, sir, in my dream, sir, and I was being peeled.
Oh! On second thought, you don't have to look at the knife.
Oh, he's overreacting to the knife, but I guess he's been through a lot. Hey, how do you have that? That's... From the day it was taken at the prosecutor's office.
The day that Detective Goodman's body was found in the trunk.
So this means I'm a free man, innocent! If this is a dream, sir, then I hope I never wake up. If this is a dream, you'd better wake up right now. I'm sorry, sir, really sorry, sir, but I have no idea what that is. Maybe you should ask Mr. Edgeworth, sir.
He's passing the buck, Mr. White.
It takes a special kind of man to pass the buck to Edgeworth.
Can't find any of these people we need to talk to.
Yeah. Officer Meekins, have a look at this. Go ahead, sir, laugh. Laugh at me, sir. Haha, huh? I know what you want to say. You're gonna tell me how she just has one just like it.
Me? Why would I?
I know, sir, I know. I'm the only one without a girl with matching badges. Nowhere, I'm alone, all alone. Is that so wrong? Life isn't all but high school sweethearts and youthful romance, sir. He's like, calm down, this child is like 16. Are they talking about those badges on her coat? I'd like to think there's a difference between my badge and a fashion accessory. I'm thinking the divider helped our case more than the actual witness.
The Great Divider, chip off the old parking block.
It's just a wall, scientifically speaking.
Oh, it's broken from.
Huh?
The only difference is yours costs 300k or however much law school is in Japan. I guess a lot less, but I don't know much about Japanese universities. I don't know how much their tuition would run.
I have no idea either. I like that we can check the. Hold on, I like that we can check the bento.
Yes. 3D sticky.
3D.
Wow, my mouth is watering. I can almost hear the sound of steak flying on the grill.
No doubt, it's all cold and tough by now.
No, I'm sure it's delicious. Miss Star put her on to making this.
So long as she didn't put any other organs in there.
Oh.
Damn. Damn, Phoenix, what you got against organ meat?
Oh.
Let's see. Ingredients: meat.
She must mean beef. She probably just wrote it generically.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Meat.
Of course, as a scientist, I have to check what additives she used.
Go to town.
Huh? It says here, hours of sweat and labor.
People would pay a good price for that. So that's why the sauce is so salty. Delicious.
Sweat.
Sweat. Okay, could just examine stuff.
He won such a prestigious award. It's so ugly.
Yeah, you'd think you'd want to show this thing off more than that giant steel samurai. Then again, Edgeworth has always been like that.
Really? Hey, I should write this down. Tell me what he was like as a kid.
Back in elementary school, he won awards for all kinds of things. Speech contests, essays, playing the flute, golf tournaments.
It doesn't sound exactly like typical elementary school stuff.
But he always hated receiving awards. He'd make some smart remark like,
I know the path I've walked. No one else needs to tell me.
that's how he's always been.
Kind of gets under your skin, doesn't it? My, what an amazing bouquet.
No kidding. Visions of old bag. How adorable, little mini Edgeworth. A work desk. It's quite tidy as one might expect. Ah yes, visions of Gumshoe.
Of Gumshoe.
Strange.
How adorable, Mini Edgeworth. Yeah.
Where must we go?
Where?
Any ideas?
There we go.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth.
I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy. What with all those rumors? You were even in the defendant's chair just this past December.
There was that business with him not reading the officer's report?
Oh, about the killing at the police department, right. The chief of police was right about that. But I can't help but think someone at the police department doesn't like Edgeworth.
What to do?
Maybe we'll just, like, examine a bunch of stuff. Maybe there's evidence we need to find.
Well, what does she say if you ask her what to do?
Here, let's see. This is usually just if you get stuck in the game.
Well, we're stuck.
Where should we begin?
Oh, well, isn't it obvious? We should begin with that, that thing.
The mystery of the victim, I guess. How could one man, Detective Goodman, be killed in two places simultaneously?
Oh, well, you see.
We should go to the police department. The evidence room, was it?
I'm not being very useful here, am I?
No, you're being very helpful. No,
Okay.
stop.
Oh.
Okay, let's see if we can just
It's
weasel.
true, but oh.
It's true, but why do you gotta be like that?
So we have to get into the goddamn evidence room somehow.
Yeah.
This window makes the place look like some kind of saloon.
But look, it's nailed shut. You can't get in that way.
Of course not. If you went in through there, the cactus would fall over. Ouch!
I'd say it'd be more of a myself. Can we talk about how this sign literally just says Texas?
Yeah, it feels like home.
Yeah. Wait, is there a button to use it? Profiles? Oh, no. It's just so much liquor. Yeah, it's home for Renu. That's true, Renu. This is what your home looks
I
like.
would like to call it home.
Okay. Oh, sorry you had to see that.
What exactly did the chief of police want you to do?
Well, see over there? That's Goodman's desk. Aha!
Wow, here we
He
go.
wanted me to check it for anything that might be a clue. I took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can.
So nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here?
We had to talk to background man.
Oh, except for this.
What? You kept something?
Sure, why not? It's not important. You didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete.
A lost item? Did Detective Goodman lose something?
The date on it is February 21st. I better make a note of that just in case. Ha! Evidence!
Yeah.
I should really get back to investigating the police department crime scene. To the police department! Or not. Thanks, Phoenix. You're such a good detective, Phoenix, right? So this is the police mascot, is it? The Blue Badger, the future star of the police force.
The design's a little changed from the one outside.
Oh, well, the Dancing Blue Badger TM is still under development, you see.
You have a trademark?
Absolutely, it's cutting edge stuff, very now. I showed this doll here to my daughter and she burst into tears. Don't show her the moving mock-up outside then, you'll give her nightmares. These are the detective's desks. There are computers and files on each one. Funny, they're a lot tighter than I'd expect. I guess the detectives don't spend a lot of time at their desks. Examine detective. That must be one of the detectives. He's mumbling something to himself. I know the killer used a cassette tape. What a crafty trick. What? That gunshot was a fake. This is good. No one will expect a cassette tape in this day and age. He's not writing a report, he's writing a novel. Ah, here we go. Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. Well, I never thought the day would come when Raito asked me for help.
Well, you all just met.
I was wondering if we could investigate the evidence room.
Oh. We gotta stare into his deep green eyes.
Now, Raito.
Actually, I'm sorry, I don't need to investigate after all.
Raito, please. Do I look like a selfish man?
Huh?
Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50, I'd give them $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out.
It just goes to show you never know until you ask.
And for you here, you can borrow this.
Hey, this is a detective's ID card, isn't it?
That's a special card for guests, so don't lose it.
This guy's fantastic. He sure is. Yes, sir. It's an honor.
You just run along and do your best now. Later, folks.
It looks pretty cool, my little pal, doesn't it? Just think, a real ID. I'm a real detective now.
You seem happy.
Yes, sir. Because, sir, we get to get into the evidence room now, sir.
I think this place is a bad influence on the girl. To the evidence! Dun 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 dun. The evidence room is beyond that door.
And we have the ID card from Chief Gant. Let's just walk in. Oh, bless you. You won't open.
Aha! The card reader's turned off, see?
What is that security guard thinking?
Howdy, partners. Well, well. What's made my Bambina's sky so gray?
Officer Marshall! Why does it have to be him?
What's that? Why does it have to be him, look for? As you may have surmised, this here's my saloon.
We're here to investigate the crime scene.
Yeehaw! That card you got there on your chest. That's better than a sheriff's badge in these parts. Blah, blah.
Yeehaw!
Well, what you standing there for? Get along, little doggies. Crime scene's awaiting.
Looks like the card reader's on again. While we're here, I was wondering if we could ask you some questions.
Sorry, cowboy, but I got no mind to tangle with you hombres.
You're busy then?
Did I say that? I only said I didn't wish to speak with you.
Actually, you said you had no mind to tangle with us hombres?
Hombres?
Ah, that smell. Reminds me of Texas.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw!
So, Officer Marshall, you're from Texas?
No, I just saw a special on television the other day. Is this from my baby?
Yeah, Miss Star, I thought you were Texas.
What's this?
What? What's wrong?
A filet steak lunch. I see. I see.
I don't see. I wonder what that means.
Steak lunch given to Officer Marshall. Anything. Finally, it seems like
He's willing to talk. Officer Marshall, you're in charge of security for the evidence room, right?
You got good eyes, partner. It's an easy job, and I'm grateful for it.
actually Officer Meekins at the detention center told us.
Ah, poor little doggy. Poor guy. I keep getting his name wrong and calling him Meekly.
He told us something. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station.
Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this. But since I got demoted from detective 2 years ago, well, it might not look like it. But I lost my fire for the job, you know?
I could tell from all the alcohol on the shelf.
So, what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place?
Well, I reckon I was galloping down the highway on the back of my steed, Zippy.
No, he was riding down the highway on his horse named Zippy.
No need for people here anyhow. These newfangled machines do a bang-up job of keeping an eye on the place.
You mean the security camera system?
I don't take to machines much. Kinda like that stewed broccoli that's sneaking next to your steak, you know?
Miss Starr told us something. She said that you were a detective until 2 years ago.
It was always my dream to be a rawhide wrangler on the scene of the crime. That's all gone. Like a drinking hole in a prairie fire.
You're still investigating the SL9 incident with Miss Starr, aren't you?
Oh, it was my case. It's all solved on the record books. It smells like a bad game of poker.
Can you smell a bad game of poker?
Oh, yeah.
I can't let it go. That's all there is to it.
What kind of case was it anyway? We've heard the name so many times, but no one tells us what actually happened.
There's some things you're better off not knowing, Bambina. Anyway, that case is officially dead as of 2 days ago.
2 days ago? The day of our case?
That's right. The evidence transfers.
Edgeworth was talking about the transferals too.
I know, what, maybe 2 of the machines in here.
Only 2 of them? There must be a dozen.
Well, like I said, Bambina, me and machines, well, I like them about as much as the stewed cauliflower with my steaks.
You want his steak with his steak.
He wants steak with his steak. He wants steak squared.
The easiest ones to understand are these here security cameras.
These are the ones that Officer Meekins mentioned.
Nothing happens, the tapes are automatically erased every few hours.
And Officer Meekins and Detective Goodman, are they on one of those tapes?
I reckon they might be.
You're the security guard and you reckon?
One more thing. When you go into the evidence room, you need an ID card.
That's the card reader by the door.
The card reader leaves a record of every ID card that passes through.
Ooh.
So
777.
this is the ID card record. Hey, I've seen that somewhere before.
Sorry, Bambina, I can't show you more than that.
Huh?
I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet.
Mr. White, I saw a number on that record just now. I've seen that number before.
Maybe there's some way I can prove that record is tied to the stabbing. Sorry, but could you explain what this whole transferal thing is about?
We keep only evidence from solved cases in this room. We kept here under the presiding detective's supervision for 2 years. So we can reinvestigate them if it turns out there was a mistake, see?
So what happens to the evidence after 2 years?
It goes to sleep forever in the underground vault of the county sheriff's department. That's what we call transferal. We do it every February.
Hey, it's February now.
Oh.
I see now.
Transferal is like a funeral for old cases. 2 years after a case is solved, it's closed forever. Dead. never to be reopened again, never to be reinvestigated.
And that happened to SL9 2 days ago. Let's see.
See this? This is the victim's ID card.
Ah, the one that was on the ground in the parking lot.
The number on this is 5842189.
Officer Marshall, show us the ID card record again. Beep, beep, beep. What's the fourth number? It's a perfect match.
It was used at 5:14, right before the stabbing.
What's more, there's only one of them cards in the world.
So when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room.
But wait, what did Officer Meekin say? Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card. So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing, suddenly pointed a knife at me. If he had his ID card then, why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins?
Alright, compadre, you win. I guess I can give you this ID card record.
ID card record added to the court record. I've got an idea. Maybe I should show this list to other people with IDs here. To the evidence room.
February 23rd, evidence room, sector 3.
It's quiet. The investigation must be over here.
So this is the evidence room? It really is kind of like a graveyard.
Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue.
Nice try, Mr. White. You can't scare me. Oh! Eee! Whoa! Sorry, are you a ghost? I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. So, is it true what I heard?
Righto, please. Do I look like a selfish man? Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50, I'd give them $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's desire. Knock yourself out.
Yeah, it's true.
So, Chief of Police Gant. Will loan anyone $50? Even me? Oh, so that's what you were talking about. Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation for today.
Just for today?
Boss for a day. But guess what? You got permission from the chief, so now you're boss for a day.
Gee, thanks.
First of all, you'll want to have this.
Evidence room floor plans added to the court record.
Oh.
Exciting.
So, Detective Gumshoe, your boss for the day? That's right, it's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here in the police department. But if you're boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings? They're using yesterday's findings to prepare for tomorrow's trial.
In other words, you got kicked out of the investigation. Again.
Oh. I'm adamant, though. I'm going to take control and put this case to rest. In my own evidence locker, pal.
You have a locker in here too, Detective Gumshoe?
Of course. I am a detective after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal. Only you can open? I'll always believe in Mr. Edgeworth, no matter what happens. So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the inquiry committee right now, right? They're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess up in court today.
I see.
I guess this is what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case.
That case?
Yeah, that case. The SL9 incident, of course. That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth.
Maybe we can get him to tell us more about the case.
This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed so that only one detective can open it.
Using their ID card?
Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Well, I'm on my third card since entering the force already.
Detective Gumshoe!
That sounds like a lot. Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Oh. Right hand? Oh, you mean your fingerprint? Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is coated with a fingerprint. Beep. So the only locker we can open is our own. Funny, they look like normal lockers. These are the latest model. There's a trick to the handles, see? The handles? On the other side of the handles is a sensor, and if the wrong person touches it, zap, you get a shock. Yeah, if that's what happened, my hand would be black and smoking every day. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people in the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks.
Could you take a look at this? This is the ID card record of the people who came in here on the day of the stabbing.
Ah, I heard the rumors. Those Goodmen who came in here at the time of the murder. Oh! What is it? That second number.
It's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe?
Mr. Edgeworth. What? The second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth. What?
Damn. Why would Edgeworth have to come to the evidence room? Miles Edgeworth.
Miles. That's the victim Detective Goodman's ID card. He says everything's card and secret numbers. I can never relax.
That's only because you always lose your card.
I always forget my secret number too. Scary, huh? My face should be ID enough. What's the world coming to?
Detective Gumshoe, rebel against the system.
This is my crown and achievement, my masterpiece, you might say. But I was always misunderstood, pal.
Wow.
He was dancing proudly on the day of the award ceremony. But there were a lot of people coming and going after the ceremony. So they took the Blue Badger away for a while.
Really? Why?
Well, they said it was shameful or something like that. Oh, shameful. I toiled night and day.
I sympathize
Oh.
with Detective Gumshoe, but I can see why they moved it.
Poor buddy.
Poor buddy.
Detective Goodman's note, and that switchblade knife. I bet Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone.
Because of the SL9 connection?
That was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, you know, a few years ago. That was the first time the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared.
Why would evidence from that case turn up now?
I guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there are some loose ends left on that case. Now that was a bloody, violent case.
Violent? So, it was a murder?
Serial killing.
Oh, damn. A serial killer? Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all.
You'll back out now. But the killer made a mistake, and Mr. Edgeworth built this case around that to nab him. And this was 2 years ago? That put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight and started the rumor mill.
Rumors about forged evidence?
It He was supposed to be all cleaned up with the transferal the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is. Huh? What do you mean? Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL9 incident, see? So, that switchblade knife?
The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself? Let's examine some stuff around the room.
Wow, look at this big pile of junk in the corner.
That looks like a car door.
There's a pair of handcuffs attached to the frame.
Maybe the guy they caught was some sort of escape artist and he got away.
Hey, that's one of those human profiles for range testing.
He's been shot square in the forehead.
Better him than us.
There's something sticking out of here.
Looks like a shirt. Guess it must be evidence for some case.
I wonder if Detective Gumshoe put this here.
There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of slob. I'm not responsible for the evidence here. That said, I bet that evidence locker was opened recently. How do you know? If you leave things hanging out like that, the evidence gets dirty or ripped. God checks on that kind of stuff and notifies the detective responsible. How many times have I had him breathing down my neck about some silly evidence? Sounds like Detective Gumshoe leaves evidence hanging out a lot too.
I bet he doesn't tuck his shirt into that trench coat either.
Oh, don't be like that. You're gonna talk behind someone's back, don't do it right in front of them, pal.
Cold-blooded.
Oh. This place is stuffed with evidence. Stuffed with dreams.
I'm not so sure about the dreams.
It won't open.
Did you really think it would?
Hey, pal, our security is high-tech around here.
Crime!
Dang.
What's this blood?
It's a little worn, but there's definitely a handprint here.
Looks like someone tried to wipe it off.
Mr. White! What if there are other bloodstains left in the room? Room and all.
We should use our testing fluid to check it out.
What is the salt and paint doing here? Since the dawn of time, true art has always been a war against depression. True art? I noticed that there's blue and werewolf paint here.
Perhaps we're witnessing the birthplace of the Blue Badger.
Well, you might say this is my studio. Wait, what?
Here? In the evidence room?
Someone left a glove here, but only one.
Detective Gumshoe, maybe?
There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. That's evidence from the case, you know.
You mean SL9? It does have a tag on it.
Look, this one's open, and the white indicator white above is lit. That locker is coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprint.
Detective Goodman's locker.
Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that? Well, it'd be hard to get it open again if we closed it. You know, it's his
empty.
fingerprint.
Yeah, it's his fingerprint. I must have taken the contents elsewhere.
Wow, someone must have broken something big to make all these pieces.
Detective Gumshoe, perhaps?
There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of hooligan. That's apparently from the case. The case? That's all 9 incident, pal. See the sticker on one of the pieces there?
Another piece of SL9 evidence. Let's take a closer look. I wonder what shape these pieces were in before whatever it was broke.
You want to try to put it back together? Ha! Good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. Well, I spent a good 3 hours on that before I'd given up. That's why I always carry around a tube of glue.
Well, this piece looks like the bottom. Let's try putting the rest of it in place. Yay! Puzzles!
Sweetie.
Sweetie. It's no use.
Huh.
Well, let's try the luminol first.
Allow me to say one thing, speaking as a detective. If I see a piece of evidence I know nothing about, I say nothing. Nothing. Lumina.
Ah, enter spray. Haha!
Lumina. Oh.
Oh god, that's just so
I know, I hate the flashing. Why am I getting a reaction here?
There's no reason for the murderer to touch this spot as if he fled out the door. This just might be something significant.
Hey, that's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal. What, this? It's called Lumina testing fluid. Where'd you get your hands on that? Huh?
Internet?
I'd like to get some too. I'll just borrow $50 from the chief.
Where do you get this, Emma?
I always buy it by mail order.
You better jot this down on the floor plans. Let's slide over here.
Spraying.
Avert your eyes.
I knew it. This is someone's right hand print. What?
What's the matter, detective?
This locker. It's mine. It's yours? Please. You have to help me when they come to take me away. Promise you'll testify that I wouldn't harm a fly. You'll do that for me, won't you, pals?
This is an important clue. I'll jot it down on the floor plans.
I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can't trust the police.
You can't trust the police, but you're the police!
What? But you're a detective. Oh.
Oh, lots of blood.
Big
That must have been one massive pool of blood. Never seen anything like it. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion, detective?
Pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien. This proves that something really happened in Foreign Waka.
My expert opinion is if you lost this much blood, you would die. I'll make a note of it on the floor plans. Goodman is a Smurf confirmed.
Hey, if you didn't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked.
Let's see.
Yeah, you might as well just rapid fire because it's endless.
I think that's probably
Even
it.
though this is absolutely not at all what you should do in real life.
Oh, let's try to put this puzzle back together. Okay, so... R to rotate right. Oh shit.
Oh.
God, the controls are just very confusing.
Yeah.
Getting kicked out of the puzzle. Put me back in! What if I just use the mouse? Hang on.
There you go.
No. Hooray for puzzles. Not this one, I don't think.
Can you rotate it? So the
This one?
no, the other 180.
Ah! Wow, Renu, you're so good at puzzles.
Woo! Woo! I don't think it's that one.
Maybe not. It's probably this one. There you go.
Yeah. Bam.
Bam. Everybody loves
Bam.
puzzles. There we go. I bet my match spatial reasoning. Yep. That's literally me.
Uh-huh. Well, I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing. Yeah, I got that far too in 2 minutes myself. The problem is finishing it.
Detective Gumshoe is so good at puzzles.
Spatial reasoning. Were some of the pieces stolen?
I bet they were missing to begin with.
Still. Doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar. I kind of understand how it got broken.
Unstable jar added to the court record.
Hey, pal, look at the time.
Was there something you needed to be going to?
Just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm gonna give them my report for the day. Whoop. It might help,
Restaurant.
Report? You mean the note written on the back of that flyer?
The one that says nothing but no problems.
Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he can use a report like this. Wait, what? I believe in him. What?
Who needs enemies when you've got friends like Detective Gumshoe?
I'm off,
Damn.
pal. Later. Oh my god.
You should probably see what Edgeworth has to say, too. Alright, to the prosecutor's office. Wait, shit. Yeah, navigate it back. February 23rd, High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Oh, guests, my apologies. Oh, it's you. Have we met somewhere? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long. Is Edgeworth here?
There, standing by the window, a teacup in his hand. Oh, angst. Right.
He has the hotel bring him tea service?
Nice. Mr. Edgeworth, you back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry? I am.
By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you.
Yes. He brought me the latest information, it seems. Really? Was it helpful? Apparently, a new French restaurant is opening near here.
Miles Angst Lord Edgeworth.
I think he was trying to console me, somehow.
The real info is on the other side, Edgeworth.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing is really taking a toll on him.
Beep beep. So, how did the inquiry committee go?
Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation. Concealing evidence? Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time, again.
Again?
I've heard them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago.
Are you okay for the trial tomorrow?
Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney, however.
Something happened?
They gave control of the investigation over to the police department. The police department? Yes, any further investigation for this case will be directed by the Chief of Police, Gant. I can do nothing but wait for his results.
I see.
Why, I ask you, why? All along, I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still...
Wow, I've never seen him this out of sorts. This is a new level of angst.
Oh, buddy! We'll share our findings with you. I know you. You've probably got a hold of some information already, right?
It has all to do with that case you were on, the SL9 incident, and some dark suspicion you were wrapped up in.
You are the man who revived the worst memory of my life. I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later.
Now, he must be talking about his father's murder in that elevator. Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth.
Oop. The SL9 incident was a heinous, serious serial killing
Serious killing incident, as opposed to the
Very
frivolous
serious.
killing incidents.
Yeah, killing is very serious, guys. The head of the investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, Damon Gant.
That wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago too, then.
He was a top officer, and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous. Well, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth.
What I want to know is, why was a deputy chief of police on the investigation? The serious serial incident, yep.
In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict, and the killer was executed.
Wait, you didn't...
Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code, and I follow it faithfully.
Damn, Edgeworth.
Why would you? Right, please. I'm the prosecutor on this case. You don't expect me to sit here and discuss the case with you over a cup of tea.
That would be nice. I'll pass on the tea, just tell me about the case.
Mr. White, Mr. Edgeworth just told you no in a very polite manner.
Whose side are you on, anyway? Maybe if I just show my best evidence, I can get some reaction out of him.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, right. I'd better check this now.
As I was saying, what's this? A record of ID card usage.
Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less.
Yes, that's true. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go by Chief Gant, no less. The Chief of Police? He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office.
But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed.
The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here.
Can I ask what kind of case it was?
I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case.
Oh, now I'm curious about this other case. I better make a note of it. Unrelated evidence. Screwdriver added to the court record.
Stubborn as always, I told you this has nothing to do with the current case. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something.
My sister? What?
If you were still studying forensic science?
Huh? Yes, of course. Why, just today Mr. White and I were using this.
Luminol testing fluid, hmm? Well then, you might have use for this.
Ooh, fingerprint dusting. Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints.
It's been chemically treated for better adhesion.
For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know.
I've no say in today's investigation. Do as you will.
Edgeworth, I'm really...
No need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved.
Thanks. How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well?
Well, let's get going. One last investigation.
Right. Oh, I do seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere.
Oh, edgy.
February 23rd, Evidence Room Sector 3. Our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint.
Yeah, in this blood on the detective's evidence walker.
Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. Click, click. Right.
Right, let's get started. First, choose a finger.
A finger?
Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So let's choose the finger that we have left behind the clear splint.
I really can't tell the difference at a glance.
Quit procrastinating and choose a finger.
The case is calling.
Get it. Okay, now it's time to check for points. Let me show you how it's done.
I'm starting to get that sparkle in her eyes.
First, we sprinkle the aluminum powder on.
Huh? How do you do that? With Z.
See?
Ah, it looks like that did the trick.
The aluminum powder adheres completely to the point. Once the powder is well spread, just blow it away the excess.
Huh? How do I do that? With...
With enter! Exciting, I know.
Did you know that in the actual original game, because it was a DS game and the DS had a mic, you were actually legitimately blowing into the microphone?
That's what I was about to ask you, because I had heard about this.
Yeah, I'm very glad that we don't have to do that, because I would have to turn off the microphone for the stream while I do that, because it would be awful. Actually, I could probably just talk into the microphone. And it would work.
Blowing out the candles on the birthday cake, see?
Wow, that looks like fun. Might take some getting used to, though.
Soup ASMR.
Shuba. It's fine, you won't go up your nose or anything. You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. Those are the basics of finger pointing, Mr. White.
I guess I'd better give it a try. Aha.
All the powder.
Aha, you did it! You found one!
But this looks nothing like a fingerprint.
Now you mention it, I guess it doesn't.
What does it mean? That's my favorite thing about Subaru is that she just can't do it without the cell phone trick but also like her vocal range at base is like very, very good still.
Hey,
complete.
we're out of luck.
Wow. That 4-month resubscription. Thanks, Sean.
Sick.
Out of luck.
The person who left this handprint must have worn gloves.
Oh, don't tell me we've been wasting our time here.
Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints?
Other prints.
Looking at the locker door again closely.
Aha.
It seems like there are fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well. Let's see if we can find a queer print.
Fingerprints outside the blood.
Beep, beep.
Tap, 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 tap.
Woo! That's a nice whirl.
A nice whirl.
Methinks you're not supposed to add this much powder. IRL.
This is for the sake of investigation.
Yay, a print so queer it's dazzling.
Dazzling?
Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away.
So we're not done yet? This is quite a process.
Well, there's some point in finding a fingerprint. And not knowing who the owner is, right?
I guess she's right.
Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth. And point at the person you think left these prints.
Huh? How am I supposed to know who it was?
Could make a pretty good guess. The body handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means that the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So whose fingerprints would we most likely find on this evidence walker?
Gumshoe.
Could it be one Mr. Detective Gumshoe?
Bing bing. Aha! So these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong, Mr. White? You gave me this so what look.
I guess that's probably because I was thinking, so what?
Okay, so we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. White.
Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Let's check it out.
Let's check it.
This is where we got a luminol fluid reaction, right?
Right, there was a handprint here. Okay, wanna try using this?
There go her eyes, sparkling again. Okay, let's check for prints.
That's a spearway. Oh, but I have to warn you about something first.
What?
The area with the blood was wiped away, right?
Yeah, we only ended up finding it using chemical means.
Any prints in the area would have been wiped away too.
Oh, right. So that means no prints.
Would you say that the probability of your hypothesis is high?
Don't ask me.
Anyway, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away.
Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hand. Well, maybe if we just look like here. Ah! Ah!
Be aggressive. Be aggressive.
I gave it my best shot.
That kind of result won't be any good for matching prints, will it?
It doesn't look like we'll get a clearer result from this print.
Okay, let's try a different finger then. Yosh.
Yosh. So, maybe here?
Thanks for joining us on MS Paint Adventures.
Whee!
Where we learn about the airbrush tool.
Crime. Give me the fingerprint.
Crime and punishment. Crime and punishment. Crime and punishment. How much powder do you need?
This is so much.
I need 100% opacity.
Looks pretty similar.
Yeah, it's just turned to the side. Oh, not very.
Not quite.
This month for our book club, we're reading Crime and Punishment with free aluminum powder. Oh, there you go. That's the one.
Oh, this sure looks like it.
Bing, 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 bing.
Bing, 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 bing. Hey, these fingerprints, they...
Who's on it? Who's? It's someone I know?
It's Officer Marshall.
Huh? Officer Jake Marshall.
Marshall's fingerprints added to the court record.
It's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime.
Emma, this is decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. The luminol reaction, the blood and the fingerprints are in the same place.
Oh.
So, we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a white blood stain.
But why would Officer Marshall?
Looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you'd call decisive evidence.
I don't believe it.
To be continued.
That felt like a long investigation for some reason.
I think that was a very long investigation. All right, are you good for the trial portion?
Oh no. I think we could probably save it for next time.
Okay, sure. We will save it for next time then.
Hoo-woo!
All right. Thank you for joining us. We will be here next week, same time.
Yeah. That
Oh,
was fun.
and guess
Learn one-
what? Guess what? We have a little chat command now. You can join the Discord for updates about the stream, which is, I realize, important because sometimes it can be very hard to tell when I stream next. Because sometimes I do have to go on like vacation and stuff, or I have stuff come up. So join the Discord and I will announce things. And you get the emotes if you're subscribed. So there you go. Yeah. We have just finished the wonderful second day of investigation. So, yep.
Exciting. I still have no idea where this case is going or who is suspicious. Yeah, it's still pretty innocuous at this point.
It's pretty exciting. It's a good case. It's a good case. Okay. Well, we'll see you next week then.
Alrighty.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.